Oh, just left it on the wrong screen there. Morning. How are we? Can we hear me? Is the audio all right? Etc. etc. Probably a better screen is this screen. There we go. I'm ready this morning, I swear. Well, we have 3 on the stream. Give us a wave, say hello, let me know how the sound is. We're actually using VLC this week. So, after image House of Heavens, which means I can actually run this. I can't even notice it. Just downloaded all that music from the YouTube's audio thingamajig. So hopefully we don't get tagged or DRM'd or what have you. We shall see. Although most of our live streams have been marked as inappropriate for advertising. I was laughing because I thought it was just Sean's, but this week all of mine got done as well. So obviously either swearing too much or I don't know. Doesn't say. Just says no. All right. So, Git things this morning, this afternoon, whatever it is. I guess we've just crossed the boundary. So, yeah, Git stuff. Git integration in Statamic and getting Statamic deployed. New to me, so we're going to be learning together. I've used, like I said yesterday. Was it yesterday? What are we day? What day are we on? Jesus, Friday. It was Wednesday. I missed yesterday. Yeah, apologies for that. I literally stared at meetings all day, and yeah, by the time it came to 4 o'clock, I couldn't stare at them anymore. All right. Well, it's quiet again this morning. This is always weird when it's a bit quiet. Hey, we've got a Sean. I am feeling better today, actually. Yep, got an early night or a decent night's sleep. Woke up feeling pretty sweet. And haven't done any work yet today. Well, I did a bit on Marketeer. I don't know whether I've told anyone about this. The bot that everyone's moaning about, I say everyone, Chris is grumbling about in chat, isn't really all that clever. It's tied up to this Laravel Nova project. So we can just schedule tweets, Discord notifications, and I think there's one more. Can't remember what the other one is. Emails. But we can kind of set up these little templates. But yeah, it's not that clever. It's just a little PHP app. It's got. I've just added a calendar, but it doesn't seem to work on production, which is great. But anyway, good morning. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, robots away. I'm hoping to add some features so you can log in or register and then create your own schedule, because Monsieur Dumbirch has his own His own direct DM. Look, check this out. Discord DMs. Chris gets a DM like 15 minutes before every one of our events that gets registered on Laravel. He asked for it. Anyway, that sounded like he asked for it in roundabout terms. He literally asked for it. Right, Git, CI, CD stuff, and the SSG things. So what I'd like to do today is we've got a Laravel, a droplet, DigitalOcean droplet, running on DigitalOcean, obviously. So I'd like to get us deploying this website as it currently stands to it in a really simple way. So just throw it up there. And then I'd like to take a look at the Git integration, see if we can get our production server to push changes back. And then I'd like to look into having two essentially Statamic installations on that one server. Well, actually just one installation, but one installation behind like a control panel domain, control panel subdomain, and then a second flat build of that using the SSG. So what will happen there is we will use cp dot whatever, do our changes, push it to Git. Git will trigger a workflow that will SSG, static render the site, and then throw it in a directory on the same server, but hosted obviously with just static HTML. And then, if we've got time, I'd like to have a look or play around with getting it to use the exclamation mark that we talked about that gets it back to dynamic features. We'll cover it again in a moment, but use the exclamation mark to kind of redirect all of that communication back to the actual control panel instance. So yeah, let's do some things. So the DigitalOcean instance is over here. There should be, there we go, a empty HTML directory, and there should be in the Nginx configuration, in the default, yeah, we should have a proxy pass for PHP files. Back to PHP 7.4 apparently at the moment, which is fine. It's great. PHP 8 came out yesterday. Official release, all available on Laravel Vapor and stuff. Check it out, it's pretty sweet. All right. So, in order to do that, we're going to, like I say, is this too big? Feels too big for me. A little bit. No, maybe we can drop it one. It's a bit ridiculous. I can't see anything on GitHub at the moment. All right, so we're gonna get this bad boy. Oh, default readme. This deployed simply first of all. So we'll use actions in GitHub to push to using rsync, which we've done before with the Habitalytics app. There is a little bit to be aware of with this because we're using a flat file system. But we'll cover that as we go through it. So let's just simply add an action to get this deployed now. Really boringly, first step, just throw it up on the server. Don't worry about any of that content issues, and then we'll move on from there. We'll show you why those are issues. So we have some SSG stuff still installed from the last moments of the last call. I think I'll just remove those for now. So just remove config. Don't remove that. Statamic SSG. And then let's reset those composer files as well. Git checkout -- here. Just a quick tip, I guess. We'll reset or restore changed files. So all of this should be clean now. Like a foe. Doesn't work on new files. You just have to remove them because they're new. All right. So to get this deployed, let's get it open in Sublime. And we'll need a What the hell's going on here? ZZ sidebar. It's huge. Oh, weird. Oh, it's small again. That was weird. Weird moment. All right, so we'll need a GitHub folder with a action set in it. So we're just going to call it deploy.yaml. And inside here, we can start pulling in some of our actions. So why don't we take a look at our Hablytics project and steal some code from there. Hablytics, not Hablytics. GitHub workflows. Oh wait, it should be in a folder called workflows. My bad. We'll do that now. Yeah, because the sponsorship and stuff goes at this level, doesn't it? So workflows directory, and then we'll move that into it. Workflows. Deploy.yaml. All right. We need a name and a deployment strategy. So this is just pretty simply the name, obviously, that you used throughout the when the action kicks off. So simple deployment now of the main branch to DigitalOcean. So on gives us our schedule or our triggers, and then we can sort out our jobs. We'll need a few of these, to be fair. In fact, perhaps most of them. So I'll run through them and we'll dig out any that we don't need. Just put a space between that. Nice. Right, so which Docker image it's running on. This is a built-in step or built-in GitHub provided step to check out whatever branch triggered this workflow. We will then validate Composer, so make sure that the install step will actually work. We will right, so this is I obviously covered this in the Hablytics stuff, but these are a bit weird. These little caching steps in GitHub are a little bit weird. You set them up as an action beforehand, and then it will cache afterwards, I think. Yeah, so look, we've got this weird if check in the install dependencies. So if we got a cache hit on this one, we won't run our Composer install. It's curious. But yeah, that's going to cache our Composer packages, and it's going to cache it. Something to be aware of, I guess. Not so much for this, but it's going to cache it dependent on this key. So the Arona OS, which will be Ubuntu or Linux in this instance, and then a little PHP flag, excuse me, and then a hash of your Composer lock, so that we know that your cache is matching your Composer lock file, so it knows how to know that it's not a hit. So if it misses the hit, the Composer lock has changed, and we can compose install again and cache it. So that'll do that. And then our final step is the actual deployment. So this is going to use rsync to push it through. Are we all familiar with rsync? Any queries? I guess shout out in live chat. But rsync is similar in scope, I guess, to SCP, SSH copy. But it's essentially, I guess, if you've used FTP before, a way of pushing files, uploading files to a server via SSH. So it needs SSH keys and a host. I have, I think, already set this up so that we didn't have any ridiculousness where I accidentally dropped a private key for the new server that I've built as a result of dropping a key last time. So if we go into settings on the repo itself, you should have some secrets. And I can show you here because you're never going to get to see them again. So we've got a deploy prod host and a deploy prod SSH key. This is your private SSH key, so it needs to be, you need to keep it secret, keep it safe. Hey Simon, how's it going? So yeah, don't paste this anywhere. The public key, the way keys and SSH work, and in most things with keys, is you'll have a public one and a private one. You can give the public one to whoever you like. If somebody asks you for your public key in order to get access to a server, just send it over in the blind. Put it on your website. Nobody, yeah, ain't nothing coming from that public key. It's something to identify the private key, basically. So you use your private key to sign something, and the public key is used to verify that you actually signed it with that private key. So there's a private key in here. You will get it from your server, or to be honest, you can generate it wherever you like. You just need to make sure that they come together. So in our SSH directory of our root of our user that we want to log in as, so we're currently logged in as root, which is a little bit dirty. We will perhaps fix that if we have time this afternoon. We should have an SSH directory, and contained within is a GitHub RSA and a GitHub RSA.pub. These were generated them with SSH keygen, which is just this little trap here. It'll ask you for a file to save it in. It defaults to this ID RSA, so I prefer to always call it something, just in case you accidentally hit enter on this step. You can give it a passphrase, but we very rarely do. I don't think I've ever used a passphrase for SSH keys. It's probably a bad practice. Enter it again, and it'll generate it. And it just generated it as ID RSA, the one that I told you you shouldn't generate it as. But now you should have a SSH key in here. There we go. And I can show you this one. The private key is, oops, if you cat the right directory, it's huge. Looks like this. That is your private one. Don't share it with anyone. I'm going to delete mine now before I start using it accidentally some time down in the future. So we'll remove that. And we also have the public section of that. So if you do .pub, that's your public one. So this one you can share with anyone. Cool. Quick review of the SSH keys. But I've already set that up. So we've got the GitHub keys all ready to go. So our host and key here are already set up. We just need to configure the directory. Now, just the same with Laravel, we need to host this from the public directory. Oh, hey, Kev. Hey, Andrew. Andrew, I hear Aardvark. How did I forget that name for a moment there? I hear Aardvark is possibly moving into the world of V3 today. Be cool to have a little look at some point. Be sweet. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. So yeah, what we need to do is give it a directory to put it in. So we are using the Laravel marketplace image from DigitalOcean, sorry, which is why it's got this little weird flag, I think. Yeah, this little thing. Which should take you. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So most of these marketplace apps will come with marketplace, like boilerplate, I guess is the word for it. Will come with a little script and some guide. And this one, here it is. When you first log in, it'll ask you all the details to get it set up, and it just hosts it in via www.html. The assumption being that you're only going to host one of these, of course. Released this morning. Nice, nice. I missed that. Sorry, I'm using Lemp still. Oh, I missed your first one. Which image are you using in DO? Oh, this one. This one. Laravel by DevJojo. DevDojo. There we go. Got the words out in the end. Not certain which libraries or modules it comes shipped with. We should probably have a look. But it comes with everything necessary for running Laravel. However, it doesn't have Redis server, which I discovered. So it's a little bit weak. Yeah, a little bit. It's a good starting point, I guess. DevDojo. Who's devdojo.com? Looks like this guy knows what he's talking about. All right. So yeah, using the Laravel image, but if you're using the LEMP image, you should be, to be honest, pretty much using the same image. The only difference will be, actually no, there won't be even a difference in that. I think the LEMP image gives you a vardub HTML out the box as well. So yeah, you might want to change that if you've plans on hosting anything else on this server. So I'd usually name that var www HTML directory after the domain or the project that's going to be hosted in there. Andrew, yep, released this morning. Where is the new marketplace? Excuse me. Oh, it is just still there. Is it ready for V3 now? Yeah, newest V3. Hey! Crikey, is page slow enough? Oh, look at that! Look at the new sprint demo is over. Oh, have I just been chatting in silence, Chris? How do I approve a GitHub PR? There's no button. I will show you in a minute. Congratulations, dude. This is awesome. So, if you aren't aware, Kanda, Andrew, and a lot of other people, of course, and Mark Williams Cook are in the Look Now. I think he's talking to Chris. Oh, Sean approved it. Right, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Aardvark SEO is a SEO package for Statamic. Provides a bunch of really awesome tools, along with like OG Meta, and I'm trying to look for it. Does it still do the redirects, Andrew? Automatically. So you can set up and manage the redirects in their interface. Oh, I don't know. Is that gone? Is that? It was in beta for version 2. Yeah, but yeah, looking good, man. I like this. Like this. This is pretty sweet. Is this a? Was this an Andy Carolan? No auto redirects. Oh, whoa. Are they coming back? Or is there a good reason for them not coming back? Anyway, got distracted. If you need an SEO plugin, I don't know. Is that what it says? SEO agency. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, cool. So long as it's potentially coming back, I'm still cool. There's in the version for can we still get to version 2 Statamic Marketplace? God knows. But yeah, Aardvark is a SEO plugin for Statamic. It gives you access to OG Meta redirects, and it used to do automatic redirects. So if you changed a page name or moved a page or deleted it or what have you, you'd get a redirect set up for you, which was pretty sweet. I'm sure there's loads of other things it does that I have no idea about SEO wise, but maybe we'll get Andrew. I did mention it, but maybe we'll get Andrew to give a quick little talk about it at some point. Yeah. And then if we can get a Blazor talk as well. Sorry, that's just a... Anyway, right. Let's get on. We got distracted again. GitHub thing has been merged. Right? You're happy with this now? He's booked you in now, yeah. Yeah, where should we put you? We're booking for February now. No escape. You get constantly asked. What dates we got in February? Any of these Thursdays. Take a pick. Give us a shout. All right, right. Let's get on. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. No, it's me that's getting distracted. Right. Okay. Cool. So we're going to go for var www.html, and what I've been trying to say is Laravel, as with all Laravel applications, you need to target the public directory, within which is an index.php. It's a security thing. It means that index.php is going to pull from a root down and pull from your app directory and stuff, but none of this stuff is available to Nginx, basically, or to the user via Nginx. Cool. Verbose. We probably don't. We probably want it false to finally, but then true, and then I'm just spotting that there's an args here with verbose in it. So I don't think that's needed. Very strange. User root port quite often, and to be honest, it is a recommended port. Recommended pursuit is to change your SSH port. So if it has been changed, change it here or here if you're using it. This gets a little bit confusing when you've got like both. So you've got args here. This is your rsync arguments, and this is your SSH arguments to make the actual SSH connection. So we turn off strict host key checking because that's like an interactive thing. We don't want them to do that. All right, so the source is going to be the root of the repo. That's fine. Do we want a prescript? No. But what you could do in here is something like PHP artisan down. Although you probably want this as well to change into the directory. But what that will allow you to do is basically bring the site down or for maintenance mode for a little bit. But for now, we will drop the prescript. 2 reasons. There isn't a PHP script in there at the moment, so that's going to crash out. But second reason, let's just keeping it simple to start off with. We do not need to migrate. It's not a full-on app yet. There isn't any migrations. There shouldn't be. Well, there is, but we can ignore those. Where our users are in flat files still, so we don't need to set up the database or anything. It's all good. All right. This is probably going to do us, hopefully. See what happens, shall we? What's the worst that could happen? Save it. Don't run git status on here, but what we will actually have a look at is to see, yeah, the server's got git on it. That's good. What's going on here? Oh, I think I've worked out what it is that's breaking my mouse. What's also more interesting is it doesn't happen half as much as it does when on the days that I've got to do streams. I got my mouse back. I think so. Yeah, I think it's this terminal, Pantheon, which is terminal from the beautiful Linux. If anyone can remember what that's called, there is no such thing. Beautiful Linux? You talk rubbish. There's a beautiful Linux. It's got not Geary as an email. It's got a really beautiful email client, a beautiful file manager, and a beautiful terminal. Everything else is beautiful about it. Can't remember what it's called though. Right. We have a GitHub directory, which we're going to add, which will add our new deployment script, and we're going to commit that bad boy. Adds basic deployment action. Okay. Let's break the CI. It's like a requirement of building any one of the wrong project. Building any new actions or CI or CD or anything for it to fail at least 500 times, and then for your commits to turn into complete garbage, as it's just like blah, blah. But hopefully this one, it's so simple, can't go wrong. What could go wrong is the access to the server, but should be alright. Build, here we go. So already validated composer, installed packages. Oh wait, no, we're not. This is the, yeah, so this is not found. Look, this is what I was talking about earlier. So it's linux-php, a hash of the current composer.lock file. There we go. So composer's now installing. Hopefully it's version 2. Looks like it. Yeah, damn. That was definitely version 2. I'd be still waiting here. Here we go. What on earth's going on with that? Did you see that? Just kind of opened and closed. Helpful log here. Thanks, GitHub. There we go. Ah! I saw that in the thing and thought, right, don't forget that. We forgot it though still. So, few ways of establishing an exclude. There's this way with an rsync ignore file, which is to create a rsync ignore at the root of wherever you're running this rsync. So we're going to be running it in the root of this directory, very much like a git ignore file basically. Add, whoa, my enter key's melting again. Add files in here, folders, anything that you don't want deployed to the server. I'm going to go with that GitHub directory. And end example. Love the convention for naming there. Which convention might that be? Oh, the fact that it's got a dash in it? Git ignore. Oh, yeah, okay. To make it to please you. There you go. I mean, if I had my way, just FYI, if my way, we'd have git dash ignore. Just a really annoying. I don't think you can change that. So we'll change this. We can make this whatever we like. It just so happens that I call it rsync dash ignore. There you go. I don't like that. Rsync ignore. Rsync ignore. Rsync ignore. We'll update it in here, and we can call it whatever we like. Wait, you hang on, you completely agree. Oh, it hasn't specified, but no, it isn't. You can attach it here, so you can give it a file name. Chris was just getting a bit annoyed that this was rsync ignore, git ignore. Yeah, it follows suits. We'll follow the suit of git ignore. It makes sense. So you can do an exclude from like that, or you can just do an exclude equals something like that. And because the rsync ignore file isn't an official thing, I think you'll need to probably put it in here as well to stop rsync sending its rsync ignore file over. So to start off with, this will be our basic rsync ignore. I think that's it. We can probably exclude the node modules. Is that in? It isn't. Okay, cool. So it's ignored from Git, and at the moment, as part of our deployment, we are not running npm install npm run prod because the assets are currently in Bitbucket. But we could do that. That's not a. We can remove the built files from CSS and JS in this public directory and actually build them as part of our CI process. But if we've got time, we will do that. But I'm keep chatting, so we're probably not going to have time. So we've updated our rsync ignore. We've actually added the file now. Where is it? There. We're going to do this. Perfect. Right. So git status, git add, GitHub, and GitHub the rsync ignore. Good grief, the side of my keyboard is literally boiling. It's like git commit. Apparently VLC is using, what is it, VLC? Or is it gonna, I tell you what, actually, the YouTube streaming interface uses a lot, I've discovered. So, okay, OBS is using a fair chunk, but yeah, no, this is all OBS. Xorg is the X window processor thingamajig that OBS is using to get data from my window manager. Right, yep, so I don't think we're going to get that any better. It's just going to melt. Cool. Close that. Git commit. Adds rsync. Oh, rsync ignore file. Git push. Just water today. Well, again with the calling squash water, but only had 2 coffees, which is remarkable for me at this time. Why's my mouse not working? Hello. Oh, because I turned Bluetooth off. Do that every so often. F10 to quit the H-top, but obviously my function buttons are also media keys, or whatever they call them. Okay, cool. So we should have an action running now. Adds an rsync ignore file. Now, what will be interesting here is it should... No, it's not. So, did it cache at any point? I don't think it's cached because it was a broken one, perhaps? Oh, no, that's not the cache I'm looking for. My mouse has stopped again. There we go. Cache not found yet. It didn't actually cache because it didn't get past that point. Alright, nice. And unexpectedly closed. That's what we want to see. So we've got some issue with the key that we're using. Tell you what it might be. There is one further step to do with the within SSH, I think. Yep. Just have a look in here. Yeah, so this authorized keys. These actual files here are used locally in your SSH directory for making SSH connections. We can remove both of these now. What we actually need is the public key added to the authorized keys. So we can cat GitHub rsa.pub double crocodile mouse is pipe to a new line, I think. Seem to remember. So we'll pipe the GitHub rsa.pub into authorized keys, and we're going to have a quick look in authorized keys to make sure that that was right. I can't see it. Yeah, there we go. Look. So there's my DigitalOcean one that comes pre-installed, and then here's our new one that we generated on this server here. Cool. So we should be good to go. No, we don't need to exit. Should be good to replay this now. So rerun all jobs. Don't need to push again because we haven't actually made any changes. We've just enabled that key. Oh, I just looked up to check everything was working on YouTube, but I've just realised I paused the video. Oi! Here we go. Yeah, that comic. Problem is, what happened was they started this battle when the CI service kicked off. And they're going to continue this battle for a good 20-30 minutes beyond the CI process, right? That comic is my excuse for watching The Expanse all day. What you're compiling your... I've just been watching Expanse all day. I missed the CI. Hey! You missed the CI finishing. See what happened there? So, in here, we're going to see... for crying out loud, GitHub, really? It's going to keep... Like, there's content there. It's huge. Refresh it. Deploy. There it goes. All right. So looks like we're good. This is our list of all of the files that have been pushed up, including our Git directory, which I don't usually push up, but we're going to need it soon. So looking good. What we want to do is take a quick scroll to the bottom, because this can pass an rsync and still produce some warnings at the bottom. I'm going to grab this little tiny scroll bar and scroll it right down to the bottom and check that we get this. This is perfect. Everything is good. Now the reason everything is good is because I've cheated and I'm using my root user, and there is the more end-to-end tests we can write, the longer we can fight. Sorry. It's running as root, so if there was any access permissions, I mean, yeah, server's pretty foobar at that point. Maybe rebuild it, but we will move to another user and provide them access. But for now, let's continue. Let's see what we have on our server. So var www.html. Excellent. That looks like our package. Oh, sweet. Next. Well, what is next is we are missing an environment, and we need to, for this, bring in this app key. This app key is pretty important. It is what is used as our seed to encrypt our users. So over here we've got a password hash, which I can show you with ease because I've got, he says, no worries about anyone breaking this password hash, although I've just shown you the key and the hash. I don't know whether, like, you can just test against that. I don't know about encryption, but I'm pretty sure I can just show you this. We're all good. And it will use the key as part of the hashing process, I understand. In here, if you want to reset a password, just pop a key as password and hit save and then log in. And it will hash that password and remove this key on its way. Just a quick tip while we're in there. But yeah, we'll need that key in order to understand the users that are in our flat file system. So we're going to grab our environment from here, and actually, what are we going to do? We're going to grab only a reduced amount of this stuff. So this is most of our this is most of our well, these are Laravel envs, the default ones. We don't have Redis, we've not got a mail driver, we've not got Pusher or any of that stuff. So at the moment we can basically copy those few keys in. We will update our, so we're going to update our app environment here, and our app name, we will call it Norfolk Developers. We're going to be in production now, and we'll turn off app debug. Do not have app debug on in prod. App URL, now I have set up a URL for this, and it's HTTPS. I just can't remember what I made it, so bear with 1 second. Genuinely, like, I definitely attached it to something. Just pop into no, it's not here, is it? It's actually these are all good. Log channel will delete as well. We can just ask the setup via the Nginx file. So cat, etc. Nginx, sites available, default should have an alias in it. No, it's got that domain key, which is set up as part of the first things. Right, bear with. I need to just quickly log into my DNS server to find out what on earth I made the name, which is hilarious. Which I'm going to need my phone for. What does the S in DNS stand for? You've got a troll face on the end of that, so I'm assuming you don't actually want to know what the S actually stands for. Oh, hang on, you've got other... Chris is saying, what does the S in DNS stand for with a troll face? And I'm not getting the joke. Somebody can explain that joke. Oh, here we go. DNS server. I think you'll find it's called DNS. I believe it's domain name service, isn't it? Or is it domain name servers? What does DNS stand for? Domain name system. So one would have a server that provides a system. Oh God, I'm glad that worked out. I swear it is a domain name server. That could have gone really badly. Alright, I'm logging into my domain name system server. Yeah, in this, it's the acronym for it on my login is DNSS. Manage my records. Here we go. I called it the oh so exciting dev statamic.alexcon.com. We've got a blank page. Looking good, looking good. Let's go and find out why we've got a blank page. So we're either going to have errors. I would say these errors are going to be in... I don't think they're going to be in storage. So you've got your Laravel, blah, 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 blah. You've got the Laravel logs in here. Yeah, there isn't any log in there yet. So it's not got that far. What we need is a var log. And then in here, we should have some Nginx. Goodness. Here we go. That's a good one, actually. Do people ask you for... So Kev says, what does the N stand for in PIN number? Cat error log. Oh, bloody hell! Why do we always get weird things happen on the stream? Real path. I might know why this is. So. Yeah. Permissions. So our rsync process, excuse me, our rsync process has respected the UIDs, distorting the quantum unit, the UIDs from the Git project across to here. And that means that all of these files are owned by 1001 and 1001. So admin apparently maps to 1001 as a group, but 1001 as a user is not correct. So what we're going to do is we are going to quickly test if that's the problem. So we'll go up a directory and we'll say chown, which is change ownership, so chown ownership, -r, capital R, and then we need to pass it the who am I, the UID and the GID. So we're going to say we want this to be run as www-data, www-data. And that is the process that Nginx should be using to, or the user that it should be using to access these files and to write these files as well. So, HTML directory. Change recursively, we're as root, so we don't need sudo or anything. Boom, done. So just have a quick look in HTML and make sure that's taken effect. It has. And now we get the same error. Sweet. We're getting a blank page. Let's hope the error has changed and the real path one has gone and been replaced by what on earth is going on now. So let's tail varlog Nginx error log. Still the same issue by the looks of it. Fast CGI sent in std primary script unknown while reading response header from upstream. God knows. I think there's another error in here though. Yeah, I think this is the error that this is talking about. So it's probably this that's the problem. No such file as directory as var pub HTML public. Well, that's in there. Let's go and have a quick look at our configuration. Which is where again, etc. Nginx sites available default. Oops. Ah, crying out loud. What have we done now? Oh, literally, I'm gonna burn my finger in a minute. Keep touching the side of my laptop. I'm gonna have to open the window. It's freaking kicking out some serious heat. So what on earth have we done here? When I say we, I mean me. Well, Google it. Where is our log? Our error. Let's try this little bad boy here. I don't think that 339 is relevant. I swear that was effing. No. .year is owned by owns HTML. Dot is owned by root, but that shouldn't be an issue, should it? Here we go. Ah. That's curious. Bear with. I'm just going to go and check what I use on another server. Don't read out what I'm doing. It's this one. Don't read that out either, moron. Chris was saying he's always a bit wary of live streams, just in case he shares his environment file. I'm just sitting here reading out my own passwords, etc. Yeah, I'm reading it again. So it works on this server with real path, but I wonder if how strange. This is bizarre. So just had another look at another server I set up with the Laravel marketplace image. And it's the same setup with the real path. Hi Hamza, how's it going? I'm hoping you've turned up just in time to fix this problem. So I'm going to try that fix that's mentioned in here. I don't understand it, but with some luck it'll help us get further along. So let's go vim update this real path route to be document path, is it? Just document route. Oops. Like that. Right, quit. And then Nginx has a tool that tests your configuration, although I have done it before where I've got dodgy config and restarted the server and it died. So don't know how much you can test it. Restart the Nginx service. So systemctl restart Nginx, which will pull in that new document path, and hopefully, oh, for crying out loud, what is the problem now? It's going to be the same issue, right? 10:06. What time is it on this server? Oh. I'm beginning to wonder whether these errors aren't actually to do with what we're looking at right now. Var log Nginx error log. So if we tail it with -f, it'll follow. And if we put ourselves a few enters in between, refresh. Haha! It wasn't the error. always check the time. What a moron. Alright, so that's not the problem. I probably should go back and fix the file here that I changed real path. Although it's strange that that said real path, was it? I think it was. Scroll back. Real path route, yeah. And restart that. Restart Nginx. Didn't test. It'll still be the one time it would have said it's broken. No, okay. All right. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Right. Let's dig into this some more. So in public, got our index.php. If I just move that to index backup, and then touch index.php. Oh no, PJP, brilliant. Oh my god, type. Alright, and just move the PJP file to be a PHP file. Right, are we going to see hello world? We are. So there's something going on with the Statamic installation actually. Alright. So we will remove the PHP file. We will move the index back PHP file to index.php. And we will come back down, open our M file. And you know that thing I told you about not doing earlier on a production server? Let's just totally do that. Bollocks. Excuse my language. So we've got no logs, nothing telling us why this is what it's doing. Do much in here. Why using Nginx switch to Apache? I don't really have an answer to that, to be honest. Nginx is kind of the new kid on the block, but I don't think this is an Nginx issue. I think this is an Alex is an idiot issue, which will be resolved quite quickly when Alex realizes why he's being an idiot. I've missed a step, right? What are we missing? God damn it. It's really annoying that we don't have any logs anywhere. Don't even know where to start without a log. Bloody hell. Okay, let's try. Yeah, well, exactly. I don't have a log. I don't have an error. Let's try something. Boom! I even nearly mentioned it when I was typing it in. Fucking YAML. Is it YAML? I'm pretty sure dot file's YAML. Ugh. Why can't I insert? Is everything just driving? What the? There we go. That's where everything goes wrong, right? Oh, and I probably need a URL as well. While I'm here. So what would we say it was? Nordef statamic.alexscott.com. You can't claim victory afterwards, Simon. You need to put the pan down and let me know. Hey, right, so you're running PHP artisan. It's not returning errors now. Be nice if we saw that error in the storage logs, wouldn't it? GD, here we go. So yeah, this is where potentially our Laravel installation is a little bit lacking. And we're going to need to get a weird droplet or something. Going to need to get a bunch of these installed. Now there should be. Here we go. nice list of them. Oh, look at their affiliate link. No, alright. We will install them by hand, I guess. What we could do though is, if you might work, don't know. Over to here and log in. Might let me in. Might not though. Nope, I'm not. I'm guessing it's not gonna let me in. Oh, oh, oh! It's moving just as I went to click away. Right, in here there's a utilities PHP info. And you should be able to get. So we've got BC Math. And let's go along this thing. We've got C type. We've got EXIF. JSON. Yep. MB string, probably. Yeah. In fact, I think we'll have all of these except GD, to be honest, because most of these are the standard Laravel ones. So yeah, it looks like we just need GD. XML, you can. Right, we must have that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think we just need to install PHP GD, and to do that, we should be able to. There it is. So you can either install PHP GD, which will redirect to the one that you've got installed, or you can just go direct for the PHP 7.4. So at install PHP GD. But GD might be fine. What are you saying? What do you mean, Simon? GD might be fine. And let's go back. Hey! It's probably this image right here that triggered the GD issue, which is why we were able to get into the control panel. So it tried to do a glide asset job on that and has not been able to. Okay, so it's deploying now, and any changes we make to our local copy are going to be deployed as soon as we push them into our main branch. However, there is an issue with that. Which is our content is flat file. So what happens is we come into our control panel, we write a lovely, lovely new blog post. The future's great. The future is Norfolk developers. And hello. Well, why did you not prefer to install PHP 7.4 GD? So that doesn't matter. What you'll see is, yeah, I did PHP GD, and it offered PHP 7.4 GD. So it's an alias for the available versions of PHP, and this should, when you run PHP GD, run the appropriate PHP 7.2, 7.3, 8 if you've got it, dash GD, I think. Don't quote me on that though, but I'm pretty sure that's the way to do it. So you can see the available ones here. If I had another available PHP installation, we'd have another one here, 7.2 or whatever, if you're running multiple PHP versions on the same server. Right, so we will publish the future's great, the future's Norfolk developers. I don't know where that went. Oh, do we have another issue? Oh no, there is. There it is. So we now have that post we can visit. Yep, perfect. All right, so now we come along and we do some stuff on our local copy, and I can't think of anything to do on our local copy right now. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Views. Site header. Return to the Norfolk developers homepage. I guess that's okay. I'm trying to find something to change. Any ideas? What should we change? What should we add? What should we put in the page? Make the same entry as you have on prod. See which version gets uploaded. I can tell you which one. All right. So I was gonna avoid that because it feels a little bit underhanded, untoward to write a post locally. It's not something you would potentially do, maybe. So why don't we make the color of the red slash a different color, just for argument's sake. So we'll make it 900. We will not run Git status. Git status? Run the Git status. We will find our Nordev web Statamic. Perfect. We've got a commit to make now. Ooh. Oh, wrong one. There we go. We've got a commit to make now for the title. So we will git add resources, git commit, updated slash color on title partial. I will enter my password without reading it to you. It's really difficult to do. I don't know why. Git push. All right, 1311. I need to start pushing out now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, there we go. So we are now looking at GitHub deploying it again. So updating the color of the title partial. $58 people. That's pretty crazy. And I see 2 likes. I want to see at least 58 likes by the end of the day. Why is this? Did I click cancel or something? No? Did I minimize something? What have I done here? I've been rubbing juice off my... Oh. Did that run? Okay, no, that was quick. Oh! Tell you what, it's bloody quick when you when you don't have to do composer. So here it has actually pulled it in. So our composer lock file didn't change, so it's looking for the same hash and it's restored it, which means dependencies got skipped and we deployed. Let's see what it says in our deployment. Oh, brilliant. So we've deleted our env file. And we've deleted some Git action, and we've deleted our bootstrap files and our content. Yeah, I mean this is all exactly the same, Simon, to be honest. So we are deleting a lot of stuff here as part of this deployment, right? And that is because a lot of our crap is just existing on our file system. So if we go over to our site now, we're going to see that our new post that we wrote, wow, is now causing a 500 error. Interesting. What's going on here? Those deletes at the top there were a little bit concerning, to be honest. The ones that were deleting stuff out of vendor. No. What we probably need to do is, basically we've broken it as part of our deployment. So if we have a look in here, we probably need to do a dump autoload because we've blown up our bootstrap directory. And that should be enough to get us live. No? What's the issue now? We've completely ruined it. See if we've actually got a no Laravel log yet for some reason. And what we need then is to tail our Nginx logs. That's not Nginx logs, that's etc. But logs, Nginx, error. Aha. What we've got is a permission denied on something. File put contents, it's trying to put a cached version of that view into that directory. But of course, our file system is now, we haven't done that fix yet, representing again 1001 and an admin. Now, there's a few ways you can go about this. The easiest way is to add a declaration on your rsync. So if we come down to our rsync file, which is somewhere down there, not an rsync file, sorry, our workflow, come to our rsync args here, and we can use a argument, I can't remember what the flag is for it now, but we can use an argument that will set the user and group while it's deploying. So rsync user, chown. Whoops. So what we can do here is we can introduce chown, www data, www data. Good grief. And although the problem with this, you'll see in a minute basically. What we need is a umask set up. And I always have some issues with getting these set up, but let's have a play with it today. You'll see what the issue with this is that rsync invariably doesn't know the file's changed, or that it thinks the file's different. So we need to deploy it, push it, get it up there. Where's my directory gone? Here we go. All right. I never know which one of these things gets me to the right thing. Is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, the UI on that page is terrible. I hope they change it sometime. You never know what to do here. Like, this takes me a while to find. I guess I'm used to it now. I'm getting there, but I'm used to a bit more of a slightly different interface, obviously. Bitbucket, GitLab. They've stolen me now that they do most of the stuff for free. This is rubbish as well. Refresh the page in order to get the deployment details? That's annoying. So yeah, we're deleting stuff again, which is annoying. We need to fix that. We need to sort that out. But what we should have now is everything running as www data. So we shouldn't have any problems with permissions. But like I say, this isn't the best way to do it, and we'll cover that in a moment. Not as Statamic should now. Oh, we're getting a different 500 error this time, coming from actual logs. So that means we should finally have a log within our Laravel logs. Yay! We have a Laravel log. Awesome. Using tail, so I'm just going to refresh. Now, oh, this is the other issue that we had, right? So we deleted the env file. I'm sure I put that in the rsync ignore. No, I put end example. Moron. Need to put end in there. We also need to put bootstrap to ignore the bootstrap directory on the server. What we'll do now is make our env file again, which is a little bit annoying. Copy that from here, and this time we'll remember to put quotes around our spaces. So insert with I, shift, so that, I don't need to tell you all the keys, but I should probably have my screen key app on. Norfolk developers, production, delete that, and update this, no, Statamic. Is that it? Pretty sure that's it. We're live again. All right. But what we don't have is the post we just created, because rsync using the an update, or A and delete, sorry, here. So the A for archiving and delete, which means that it is attempting to basically ensure that our destination is exactly the same as our local version. And the issue with that is that we might have newer things on our server that haven't quite made it down yet. So what I tend to use, or what I tend to do in this instance, is split up my deployment. So what I will do is add a second deployment. Now, the deploy app code to DigitalOcean. We're going to use the same exclude from. We're going to add an additional exclude, and that exclude is going to be the content directory. And then in our deploy content to DigitalOcean, our target is going to be var www.html content, and our source from our Git repo is going to be /content. And then what we need to do is change the command we're using. And if we change this one to be an update, what will happen is rsync will check the timestamps now. So it knows that we're trying to make an update request, and it knows that we should not, this is a flag to basically tell it to not update anything that's on the destination that is newer than the source. And that's quite important, because now what will happen is we're allowed to be able to create content locally, and we're allowed to create content on the server. And if that content on the server is newer than the content that exists in our Git directory, well, rsync will ignore it. And at some point in the future, when you're next doing a feature or next pushing out something onto that website, you're going to then need to pull down whatever's on the server, perhaps, so that you get the same content. But that isn't a requirement anymore. You can just leave kind of dangling content, if you like, on the production server, just as you would with any other CMS, with it being in the database, for example. With WordPress, for example, you're quite regularly in a situation where the content on your local development copy is completely different to the one that's on your on prod or UAT or whatever. Just going to put some square brackets around here so they're nice and obvious. So that we're deploying app code to DigitalOcean, and then we're going to deploy content to DigitalOcean. Now, there is some more stuff to be aware of, and that is to do with assets. Now, if you're going to be properly full-on managing your content within Git, which we will hopefully be doing in a moment, then you're going to be wanting to attach to an S3 or an external asset source. And the reason for that is that all of your content will link or point to a piece of media. And if that media exists in S3, you can access it from local and you can access it from prod, and your storage exactly the same in both instances. And it allows you to not have an absolute buttload of assets in your Git directory, which is a pain. For now, we're going to keep our our storage, our assets local, which means we need to check where exactly those files are getting stored, because that is another directory that's going to potentially be more up to date than your Git directory. And that's a good benefit. So local and prod use the same source of asset. Makes more sense to me. Yeah. But well, more accurately, Git content uses S3 assets, so that you don't need to care about the assets either side. The issue with that is potentially that people will add assets from local, and it can get a bit messy because you're using the same directory. But as long as you keep that in mind, you should be alright. Should be good. So let's try this one. This should be all I need, I think. So we're going to deploy content or content to content, and we're going to use the update rule, and we're excluding content from our app code deployment. Sorry, we need to check the file system. So I'm pretty sure it will be using this one, but we need to check. Assets. Doesn't say. So it's caching to image in public. An image directory in there. I have a strong suspicion it's using public assets at the moment to store files, but this has changed recently. Statamic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's using public/assets. So we should probably exclude that directory from management via this. So exclude public assets, so that we just ignore that directory. And let's have a little work around. We might need to potentially have a third one here, deploying assets from our Git directory, assuming we do press on with keeping it in Git. So back to our local terminal, Git status, and looks like we're good. So git add both of those, and git commit, separate app code and content deployment. Mix. Right. Git push. Jesus, the time literally smashes through when you sit here nervously talking to a screen. Ooh. Right, actions. God, I love GitHub. It's so freaking quick, it's unreal. Be still waiting about 10 minutes. Lovely 45-minute, 15-minute call. Here we go. Moment of truth. See what it actually did. I'm going to refresh before I open them. Still deleted a bunch of stuff, deleting loads of stuff from our cache, which is painful. I mean, don't get me wrong, we should probably be blowing out our cache every time we deploy, but we certainly shouldn't be doing it by deleting all of the files in the directory. So we need to take a view to that. The same with Glide as well. Very unlikely that our actual update has changed the required thumbnails. And if it has, oh, screen key crashed. If it has, then Glide will support that. Glide knows how to deal with that. This looks better though. We're getting there, right? Deploy content. Let's see what happened. I'll say it looks good. All right. And that's been using the update command in that instance. So what we should be able to do now, is add a piece of content to our product. What is that? Well, clearly it's not worked, has it? I think we'll find that we've deleted some JavaScript and CSS here from our live server, which is a little bit weird. CD public. CSS. Oh, there should be a CP in there, I think. One of those locally? No. Ah. It's in this directory instead. There's a vendor directory. Oh. Oh, that's strange. When did that get deleted? And why? Why? I tell you. So I'm missing a file in public. Looks like it got deleted quite a while back. So is it not in Git? No. Curious. So why is that not in Git? I mean, it probably shouldn't be anyway, but I've got it here, so we should probably run a command to get it again. Statamic vendor. Can't remember how you do it now. Might just be able to. So if I remove it from my local machine, let's see how we get it back. Not that way, we don't. Okay. Oh, do that every time. Don't know what I've got in my head. Sorry, everybody. God damn it. apparently haven't run it yet. Very strange. Come on, Doctor. Anytime soon. Be brilliant. Come on. Thank you. Right. Oops. No. Whew, that was close. PHP artisan. And I've forgotten what I was doing. Bloody hell. Vendor publish. There we go. That's a bit strange. Let's just see why that's not in. So it's not in Git status. They've modified those, but we've not modified them. Why is the vendor directory that's here getting ignored? I think it's getting ignored by that, which is ignoring this one. Is also ignoring this public vendor. Oh, which it's told to do. That's very curious. Specifically told. Do not include public vendor Statamic. Curious. All right. So we can publish it here. Artisan vendor publish. And then I think you can use what's it called? Statamic CP. You can use something like tags equals Statamic or tag. Oh, down a directory. Yeah, there we go. Very curious. So that should be ignored in our deployment. So let's do that in our rsync. We'll say public vendor. We'll also ignore that one. Okay. Now do we have a CP control panel? It doesn't look like crap. Yeah, sweet. I mean, at this point, might as well swear. We keep getting demonetized anyway. Not that that's why I wasn't swearing. For the youth. Why have I ended up on the fav icon? I didn't really look. What happened there? Oh, God. Did anyone see what happened there? Wind it back for a quick second. I don't even know how you would accidentally end up on the fav icon either. Very strange. Alright, so now if we come into posts and we're missing that that post, I can't even remember what we called it. The future's bright. The future's bright. The future's atomic. Budum. Our Future's Bright post is available. The Future's Bright. Excellent. Alright, so we decided that the slash in the title was not wanted. So we came back here and we restored it to 500. Yeah. Restored it to 500. And we're coming into Git and we're going to have a look at the files changed. So we're going to update that rsync ignore. Let's just quickly check what we did. It was the vendor directory, right? Yep. So we'll git add the rsync ignore. We'll commit that. Do not touch public vendor during deploy. That time I nearly read out the actual number. Cool, it's taking some use to do. Right. And then we've got the resource to add. So git add the resource. Git. There's nothing else in that directory, was there? Stays. Yeah, git commit m. Actually, the original color was great. Just some RPGing, some LARPing in the git commit. And we will push. Oh, can't win. Cold now. Alright. Sun's going down. It's like 20 to 2. Okay, so we've pushed that. We should now have some push action going on here. And what we're hopefully going to see this time is that it doesn't delete that piece of content. Hopefully. It might do. We don't know yet. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. God, freezing. App code deployed. Content deployed. Let's have a look at the content. And it's empty. God damn it, GitHub. Sort it out. Do we see delete? Do we see a delete? Do we see a delete? I'm not seeing a delete. We did not get a delete. Phew! Some may say I sort of know what I'm doing. So we should now still have our Futures Bride post. Alright. But what we can also do, or we should also be able to do, is... So, not this one, not this one, not this one. Let's clean up our tabs. You may have noticed I'm a bit of a tab closer. I often close too many and regret doing so. So, 32768. Here we go. And then CP. I'm going to log in. Cool. And we are then going to be adding a collection here. So we add a post. Local muck, local face. Are they both alive? That's pretty daunting. It's just pretty dark. So we have local muck, local face now available. It's interesting that this one thinks it's posted on the 27th. There's been an issue with the import there. But now we should have some further content in our directory. Perfect. So if we now add this content, and test local face post, and then we're going to even more we just need to push. And then hopefully what we should get now is an mixture, an amalgamation of the two, basically. Why is it not pushed? Oh, there we go. We should get an amalgamation of the two now. So it's going to leave the, what do we call it? Futures Atomic post on the server, but it's also going to add the new post that's coming from Git. Which is what you asked about, right, Simon? Okay, here we go. For crying out loud, it's all blank. Does anyone else get this issue? Or is this just me? I can't say I've noticed it before, so it might be a change they've made. Deploy content. No deletes in there. I mean, it didn't delete the first time. It shouldn't delete the next time. So, we now should have... We've got the Futures Bright, but we do not have the new one. That's curious. Did I actually add it? Oh. What do we call it? Oh, it's not going to be an app, you moron. Content, connections, posts. Now, what it might be doing now, so I think I've had this issue before where update doesn't add new files. What am I looking for? Local face 2020 11 27. So let's see if that made it up to the server. That's probably the easiest way. CD or ls sale content collections posts. Yeah, not there. Right? Yeah, we're missing the local face. So I've had this before where you can't create new files with the update flag, and I'm not too sure how you get around it. Rsync update, not update and create, maybe? Yeah, so archive mode is quite important. AVZ update, yeah, that's what I'm using, isn't it? Pretty sure that's what I'm using, isn't it? Yeah. Are you saying that you use that and it creates new files, Simon, or that's just what you're using? We don't want to do this because it won't ignore just new files. Yeah, this is the update one we're using, but I want the create one. We might have to run a third one with this, so that we create them. But it would be nice if we could do that in one. Yeah, this is what we're doing at the moment. This forces rsync to skip any files which exist on the destination and have modified time that is newer than the source file. Having all files transferred instead of only the modified new ones. Sort this by using T instead of A and P equivalent to partial or progress. Even reading all numbers, recurse into directories, partial, keep partially transferred files and show progress and preserve modification times. Well, the T we would need because we're dropping the A, but it's the equivalent to partial progress. It's the partial tag that potentially might be able to use. I think we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do this in two. So, deploy update content to DigitalOcean, and then deploy new content. love you dearly if somebody comes along and sends me a DM and says, FYI, you can do this with this. Ignore existing. Right. We're probably going to go a little bit over because I definitely want to host that SSG version of this in a minute and mess about Git. So just buckle in for the ride, basically. Let's go. We now have two. So we're updating updated content and we're going to do new content. AVZ. Don't think that's an issue. It's archive mode, which gives us the times. I think that's okay. Ignore existing. So it's just going to create new content. Alright, I think that's good. Let's have a go. And not from there, we're not. Git status. Git add the GitHubs. Git commit. Attempt to create new file, new content via separate deploy action. Task, job. I think they're all jobs. Yeah. Do I push? No. So hopefully we get our new post this time. And while it does that, let's have a play around with Git integration. So what we're now going to try and do is get Statamic to actually handle the process of pumping this back into our Git repository so that we don't have to worry about doing that ourselves anymore. So it's a pro feature, which means we're going to need to enable pro by doing this. So config Statamic additions, config Statamic, and then additions pro, and we pop in here true. And then we come along and we get this sometimes. Go on, go away. That's probably another one of the symptoms of the dodgy overlays. We need to enable this. So we're going to enable it via an environmental variable. We can just enable it in here, like so. But we're just going to do it with the environmental variable because you probably don't want it running locally. You probably want to handle that yourself. But for now, we do want to run it locally. So we're going to pop Statamic Git enabled true. And then we're also actually going to update this one as well. So in the configuration, you can specify details around who, where, and here. Git automatic we want on false actually. I thought it was this Git revisions. We actually just want Git Statamic Git automatic. It looks like it defaults to false. Is it? That wasn't too clear. Statamic Git enabled, Git auto. Yeah, it's true. That is a crappy documentation, guys. I mean, I know what they're saying there is that you could update it to be always false in here, but you should probably just come along and do this. Equals false. So what these two should enable is that we have to do manual commits, or standout event can also push changes after committing. Enable this behavior by doing this. I swear to God, if I go back in that config and it's not actually true. Push. False. Fuck me. Statamic Git push, and we'll have that set as true. So we're turning the automatic off, so it doesn't automatically commit, but we're going to automatically push once we have committed. Let's have a look. Let's see what happens locally at least. Localhost 3000 is down, because that doesn't exist, because it's the Docker singular, so it's 2768. Cool. And while we're poking about, that doesn't look good. It's not even in here. Is it an update? Did I make it update? Am I a moron? Pretty sure I didn't, but no. AVZ and ignore existing. Content to content. Alright. Well, let's have a quick play around with Git. Okay, so Git status. And we'll what have we done to the config file? Right. Additions, commit, enable pro. Diff on these public files. You know what? Don't know. Don't care. Get rid of it. Clean directory. Perfect. And now we're just going to check out our test branch, just so we can keep an eye on what's going on here. So we've enabled pro as the last commit in this. And now we should be able to go to here. And this is the ever so annoying trial mode banner. And it stays there. Oh wait, dismiss. Don't think it's always been able. I don't think you've always been able to dismiss it. Does it remember that? No, it doesn't. What does that do? It takes you to light. Oh Christ. Ugh. All right. Yeah, dismiss that again. That is so annoying. Right. So I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how it presents itself. I don't know any of this. They added it. Yeah, I don't think that had that for a while. That dismiss button, because there's been things down the bottom of the UI that you couldn't see. For example, the saving pop-up that I always moan about being in the other side of the page anyway. Alright, let's change the local McLocal face post. And add some more content. Some more content has been added to this. Save and publish. Okay, so nothing obviously been presented yet. What we do have now is user groups and permissions, which is part of Pro. Don't seem to have any obvious options to apply these revisions, do we? Edit blueprint. So what should happen at this point is the question, I guess. There's a nice massive picture at the top that's got a lovely... Oh, hello. That might be a good hint. But it would be sweet if they wrote it, wouldn't it? So local make local phase into utilities. Hello. We have a separate little area here. Ah, here we go. So it's picked up that that's been modified. That's interesting. Let's add a new one as well for the shits and giggles. Create entry. Testing Git integration. Save and publish. Okay, so back over to utilities. I'd like to see that highlighted somewhere else, perhaps, that you've got untracked changes would be nice. Added one, modified one. Okay, commit. Content committed. I was curious. See what happened. Content saved, head test. So it's... I don't think it's tried to push it, but then it probably can't push it from this branch. Well, I mean, that was... That'll do, right? let's see what happens in real life. So we'll go back to main. Wait, where was that? Enable Pro. Yeah, Enable Pro is in main. So git checkout main. Git push. And that should get us the config on the server. Which we're going to need to wait a little while for, aren't we? So I wonder why this new content isn't working. It doesn't. Does it matter? It shouldn't matter. I mean, it does matter if you want to do it in this routine. So we should probably fix it. But what I was going to suggest is that exclude from there, rsync, ignore. I was going to suggest is that we've now effectively fixed this both of these issues with the Git integration. So now, effectively, we should be able to come back to this point, right? With just one deployment. Because at no stage should your version of Git differ from your production version, because your production version should be pushing it back down. Emphasis on should, but it's very interesting why that's not worked, and I'd love to have a conversation with somebody about that. So if you know rsync in and out, or DevOps is your thing, give us a shout. Pro has been enabled and deployed by the looks of it. We'll use 2004, yeah, that's fine. So we should now have Git on the server. And this is going to get even more interesting. Where is it again? Nordev something or other? Right, it's good to see that it's not broken though when we go to it after deployment. You will find yourself probably logged out after each deployment because there is a file it uses for doing that. Please purchase or enter a valid license key. Bam, bam, bam. What we've failed to do here is use the word staging or local or UAT or something within the domain. I'll get rid of this, the red one we've got now. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look on the server. Git status. Haha! Does anyone see? I wonder what's in there. Ow! Bam my finger again on the side of my laptop. LS content collections posts. Local face. Is that the one? I'm losing my mind now. I've forgotten what we were trying to test here. What was the new post that didn't go out? Anyone remember? Getting confused now. Content. Wait, we need commits. History. Yeah. That is the local one that we were hoping to get up there, and it appears to be in a content directory. which is weird because these are both the same. So is this doing both of these things into a content directory? So the target and this always gets me. I think the content needs an extra slash. I'm not certain though. It's probably going to do exactly the same. And you probably need to remove that extra content on the server. Content. God damn it. Content. So untracked files, this features private features atomic. That makes sense because that's the one that we're leaving at the moment. The problem we've got now is that Git is tracking the removal of these, which is annoying. I don't know how the git commit git add process is going to work within Statamic, whether it's intelligent enough to just add the files that it's talking about. So let's go and look. I guess in utilities now, it's not showing git. Okay, oh, because that's done via environment, isn't it? So we need those environmental variables that we've put in here, and we need to add those to the server. Vim and insert, paste, close, right quit, refresh. We have git. Moment of truth now is there's a tracked directory, and I think this is going to work. Yeah, nice. So it's actually ignoring those additional files, end example and GitHub and rsync ignore, because in the configuration, so config Statamic Git, there's a list of paths that it supports or that you want to track. So all of these are the only places it should pick up, and with some luck it's going to git add just those files and then git commit them. Let's have a look what happens. So local face has been deleted though, so that's still an issue. Local face has been deleted because it exists in Git, and at no stage have we actually managed to get it to do, because this is an updated file, isn't it? Excuse me. So is the issue here to do with the dodgy rsync command? I think it is, right? It's that dodgy rsync that's putting a content folder inside the content directory. So can we, if it's putting a content file in a content directory, then we should be able to just do this. Control Z those, and then it was putting a content directory in a content directory, so delete that. All right. We're about to find out. Git status, git add the thingamajig, git commit, fix, content was uploaded to content/content. It might be that command earlier was working. I was just being an extra moron. My phone's blown up. Down to 3. Who have we got still left? Ooh, only 8 minutes over. It's not too bad, right? Hey, Simon. No, the truth is when it just literally completely and utterly trashes the server. I'm still going strong. Might need a few rewatches. I might need some as well. Find out on if I did. As long as you like. Jesus. Come on, GitHub. 35 seconds? Really? Oh yeah. It's meeting day for everybody today. I should imagine Kevin and Sean have done the same. So with the Git integration, they both use the same repo. Yeah. Are you talking in terms of like potentially having a content repo? There's only 3 of you, and I know you, I think, so I'm just going to sit there and... Jesus, no wonder that took so long. That was a full Docker build. I was thinking about having a separate content repo. So, reasons to have a separate content repo. Reasons why. I guess one reason would be that the server potentially doesn't have Git credentials for your app code. That's a fair shout. Although I would argue that if somebody's on your server and has access to the Git credentials that give them access to app code, then it doesn't really matter because they've got app code on the system anyway, because they can just change your code that's on the server. So that is somewhat null and void. So one potential issue is around when the server is going to come along, and at the moment it's updating our main branch, our master branch, or whatever, and that could cause you an issue when you come if you're using that as your development branch, or you're just developing. So at the moment I'm just committing straight onto main. In most situations you would be committing to a feature branch and merging that to main, especially if you're working on this in collaboration with anyone, or that certainly should be something you're trying to follow. And it kind of comes down to the same issues that you have in collaboration with people. So oh bloody hell, Sean's come along and and merged some changes into main, and now I've got to merge. It's the ever present fun of I've just merged all of my changes with the main branch. Okay, I can push my PR in now, go to hit merge. God damn it, they've updated the main branch again, and it's merge conflicts. So I've now got to update my merge again, and in the time it takes me to update my merge for those merge conflicts, then they've updated again, and there's more merge conflicts. The endless battle, but that is a battle that happens with collaboration. It just so happens that in this particular instance, your server or your clients are also collaborators now, and they are not potentially committing via feature branches. So there is potential for this to break down in terms of timings. So if I was to do a load of code, add a PR, that into main branch. yeah, exactly. The I'm going to merge mine first battle is ever present in agency life and software houses. Where was I going? So effectively, your server becomes another colleague, or all of your clients become another colleague, and the only difference is they can commit to main, or they are committing to main. You can get, excuse me, Oh dear. There we go. You can, I believe, in here, maybe? Yeah. Customize the flow. So what you could do in here is git check out a branch of some description, and you could even git check out some branch based on a hash of the changes, so that you always get a new branch. And then you can allow people to, developers to actually merge those changes in at a time that suits them. The content is on production, and a merge to main will trigger that change. So you just need to make sure that if you do trigger a PR or a deployment to main, that all of your PRs are up to date. You've merged everything that's come from your production server into main, and then you merge yours, and then you push it out. Is the way to go about that, basically. Separate repo for content, like I say, might be a good idea, but managing a subrepo or a Git submodule is an absolute nightmare, especially if you want to involve branches in that. So I just kind of, come away from having a content repo nowadays. Alright, so where were we? I was deploying some content and hoping that content was going to make it into a content directory this time. So updated content appears to have deployed everything. That's very strange. Have a look on the server again and see if we've got a content directory. Or git status. Amazing. Oh dear God. Has anyone spotted what's happened here? Is that we've now got our entire repo in the content directory. Yay! I fucked that up, something wicked. Okay, so what we can do is RMRF the entire directory, and womp rat that back. Right, workflows. This is not right. I need to get this right. And one end of this needs a slash. It might be both ends need a slash. I can never remember. Any help? Tips? Come on, YouTubers. One of these ends needs a slash. Both these ends need a slash. Don't know. Source, content. Source, storage at what? Source. On this end. Put a slash at the end of the source. This one. Like that. That makes sense actually, because this one's dot slash, right? Yeah. Okay, good shout. Let's see what happens. Not there, we won't. Get status. Added the GitHubs. Commit that bad boy. Fix for content in content. In content. Oh my god, content. How's the music, by the way? So listen. It's pretty chill. Right sort of volume. It looks quite low on OBS right now. Feels like I'm Eve Online. Is that what the music? It is called Spacewalker. Yeah. Going through Eve. Have you played much Eve, Simon? I didn't realise you'd played Eve. I was somewhat addicted to it a few years back. But I got bored of it because all I used to do was do mining. duties to go out with the hauler. One of us would be a hauler, 3 or 4 of us mining. That soon got boring. Alright. Oh, for God's sake, get up. Oh, wait. Oh. No. What will be interesting is if in here we have local McLocal face. We do. Alright, I think this is making a bit more sense now. So hopefully get status. Yes. Yes. Nice. Alright. I don't know whether that third one's required anymore. I think we just had the content directory messed up. So if we refresh this now, and we've had our token trashed, but we log in here. Go to Git. Alright, so that's coming up with nothing at the moment. That's good. Let's add a Git post. And we'll call it Git. Missing context because I was dipping in and out. I mean, are you using submodules? I am not. No. Hello world or Git. Save and publish. And pop along to our utilities. Git is managed. So commit. Boom. Let's go and have a look on the server. Git status. Branches ahead of origin main by 1 commit. So it has not automatically pushed. I'm pretty sure we set it to automatically push, right? So unless it's trashed our environment file again. Git automatic false, git push true. It didn't do it. How do we get it to push? We might need queues. When automatic committing is enabled, commits are automatically pushed onto a queue for processing. Yep. It's configured to use the sync queue driver, which will run immediately. Queue connection sync. I don't think we've got that at the moment. But then it should be the default. Vim end. Don't know what the default for the queue driver is actually, I guess. I don't know why I keep getting in my head, sorry. Collections. Posts. Let's edit that post that we just added. Git. Let's pop edited in it. Edited. Oh, hey. This is Alex without his coffee. Utilities. Git. Git. Alright, so hopefully this time we should see we are one, or we're not one ahead, we're pushed. Two ahead, hasn't pushed. Bloody hell. So why is that not working? What we can do is run the queue worker, but there's going to be nothing in it because it's Redis. Redis isn't installed. Let's just try and run the queue worker at the same time. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what might be an issue actually. Maybe it's tried. Yeah, and it's got this prompt. All right. So we need to give it an SSH key. In fact, get remote V? Yeah. Why are they HTTPS? They shouldn't be, they should be SSL. Get remote list, name dash V. Should be these. Where on earth did it get that Git from? Oh, from the local directory that was on, so GitHub is using HTTP as a remote. So what to do here is a good question. I think what we'll need to do actually is crap, actually can't change. So I was going to get it to ignore Git, the Git directory, but that's not going to work. We're going to have to just get it to update the Git remote as part of the deployment, I think. So how do we update a Git remote? Update Git remote. Ending a remote's URL. Oh, cool. Get remote setl origin. So then we can make that SSH. Where is the SSH URL for this? Again, the root code. There it is. Oh, just spot that GitHub clean option in there. Okay. Get remote V. Good. Now we've got SSH set up. So probably need to do that somewhere in the deployment. In the postscript, I think is probably the best place. So cd var html and git remote setl origin. So that's in the last one of the deployments. So that should work. Alright, and then we need an SSH key on here, and we do have one which gives us access to oops. I've got those GitHub ones. I'm just going to use those. So if we cat that one, is it the public key I need? Can't remember now. Okay, so if I add that to my account, settings, SSH and GPG keys. In fact, can I just add it to one repo? Does anybody know? Settings. What's this? Security. Manage access. No. That's not it. Manage deploying keys. Using a deploy key, which is an SSH key, grants access to a single repository. GitHub attaches the public part of the key directly to your repository instead of personal user. Yay! This is exactly what I need. So deploy keys. Add a deploy key. And DigitalOcean. Ah, look, allow write access. That's quite cool. Always have pull access, but no. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Alright, this little bad boy needs to be copied and add. So now we should have git status. Should be able to push. Yeah. Bollocks. Excuse my language. Never use delete. Interesting. So what we now need to do is we can test this. So we do SSH git at github.com. Yeah. I think. I don't think it's using that key. So we can make it really verbose. Git at github.com. It will have offered some keys. At some point, reading known hosts. And it doesn't. Oh, hang on. No hosts, no stage. Has it sent GitHub RSA? So I think you need to add it. SSH add key. Yeah. And so SSH add and then the link to the key. So SSH add .ssh and then GitHub RSA. Could not open connection to your authentication agent. Great. Confused. So pod changes get committed to your master main branch. Yeah. Did I miss that question? That was. It's a valid SSH agent. It's running. So. Aha! There we go. Apparently, you need to eval it perhaps first. Maybe it didn't have a PID running. Maybe it wasn't running. SSH GitHub. And there we go. Hi, Elysian /. Oh, that's cool. So that's the deployment key part aspect of it. So we should now be able to push. All right. Content's come back. Which it's going to trigger another deployment. And herein lies the loop of loops. Now we can fix that, and we'll show you how now. But I want to just see if there we go. I want to just see what's the state of Git status after we've done this. Job complete. Nice. All right, here we go. We're rocking and rolling now. So if I come into Git and remove, come into our production version of CP and remove that edited, save and publish. CSRF token mismatch, fantastic. That'll be because it's been deployed and we no longer have CP access because it basically is trashing too much at the moment. So Alex Scotland coming in, password, and collections, posts, we're removing that edited. So Git, remove that. Okay, so now what I'm hoping to see is that we hit save and publish. We go over to utilities. We go to Git. We see our changed file. We hit commit. And it's done. Now, what this should have done this time is pushed it. Bloody hell. So it didn't. Why? Could not read username. When was that? 1432. It's not using the SSH keys. I know why. Does anyone else? We do have this now, but I don't think we've pushed it. I think the Git remote has been updated when we pushed. Yeah, so it's using HTTPS again. Bloody hell. So this Git remote setl, we need that, which is on a local machine. So Git status, Git add, GitHub, Git commit, update, origin remote on server after deploy. It's very curious that GitHub are using HTTP in there internally. Default they used SSH and provisioned some kind of key for you on their server. Because how are they doing it with HTTP? Oh, basic auth token maybe? Ugh. Aha! This is where we're beginning to run into issues because I'm still committing in May. So we have an issue that the server has now updated the repo and we don't have the commits in our log. We've got content in content going directly to origin remote on server deploy. So, quick fix for this, because we haven't managed to get it anywhere, is to git reset that last commit that I made. So we're back to fixing content, and then to git pull. Just as you would if you were working with anybody else. And now we should be able to add our GitHub commit, the same commit, update origin remote on server after deploy. Boom, bish bash bosh, git push. Okay, so now we should be getting a deployment with our where am I? Actions. Rubbish commit message. We can change those, I think. Listening to Thunder Evening Land now. What's this like? That's pretty chill. Messages. The message that is used. Committing changes, remote, queuing, delaying, scheduling, customizing commits, ignoring events. There's nothing to change the message. So in Spotland there used to be a commit message like attribute that you could use. This is the other interesting thing as well, to see what it's actually using as its user. Let's have a quick look. So that's been pushed, and we've updated it away. It's running there. So now on our git remote v, yes, nice. We've got SSH remotes now, and I'm doing that as the very last step in the process. I mean, admittedly, GitHub shouldn't be using Git within its process, but just in case it is, for whatever reason, we're going to set that as the last step. We're going to update it to be SSH, and then we are good. So now we should be able to do a push without any issue. So if we go over to here, get status, clean, go into our Nordev Statamic. So this is the CP, the production collection. Logged out again, that's annoying. Oops, password, collections, posts, okay. It's still in there. Alright. Pretend I'm not going crazy. Okay, so now to utilities. Git. Is that one? Commit. Git status. They better have pushed it this time, I swear. Oh, for crying out loud, why not? So last error we had was 1432. And we've got more. Git process host key verification failed. Could not create a directory var www.ssh. What the? Yeah, this is great. Why is it creating a var www.ssh directory? That's stupid. How do we find out? Let's start digging into Statamic. I haven't seen anything about this in the docs that I'm aware of. Listeners. I mean, there's a Git folder. Commit job. Git commit. Brilliant. This message. Where does it get the message from? Commit command. Where's the actual push? Oh, hello. This run Git command. It sends a process. Where's the push? Interesting. So, does it want me to put a username? Where's the... No, it doesn't, because there was no password. Git push. Hmm. Why is it trying to create a .ssh directory in var.ww? Is that where it's expecting to find the keys? If I make that directory, is it going to suddenly start working? I don't fucking think so. Enabling. So I want to attempt to use the authenticated username and email when committing changes. If you're proud to always use Git hard-coded. Yeah, so this is the Git user, not the one that is using to push. Enable this behavior in configuration. Remote setup. When pushing Statamic assumes you have a Git remote with an upstream branch set and you're authenticated to push to your remote. Does it now? Via SSH. Where the hell does... Neither of these links are any use whatsoever. When pushing, Statamic assumes you have a Git remote. Well, yeah, we set that up. Working with remotes. Thanks for linking to a Git remote document with an upstream branch set and an authenticated to push your to your remote via SSH. I am, yeah, but you're using var.ww SSH as a directory. Everyone's posted something similar. There we go. In Git wrapper. Interesting. Redmine Git hosting. Repository pull, yeah. Do you know what user is running the PHP process? So it would be that the user doesn't have access to var.ww ls. Yeah, I understand what the error is. The point is it shouldn't be erroring out on var.w home, should it? Apache is a user, and yes, you're correct. Shut up. Sounds good. Sounds good. What? Is this the guy? Yeah, he's the guy that made it. Set the private key. Where do we put the keys? Gotchas. Missing home environment. Not setting the Git process that is spawned by PHP. This will cause many Git operations to fail. It's available to set the home environment. Missing identities and configurations. I mean, it's not. I don't get why this is going to .ssh in the var www directory. It's bizarre. Like, I would expect it to go to like home www.data.ssh, and this the home of www.data is SSH. That might make more sense actually. Pog? What's Pog mean, Chris? Pog. I don't even dare click on Urban Dictionary on a live stream, but okay, let's go for it. A word to use to indicate excitement or an epic mode. Are you saying it's exciting? Is that what you're saying? I'm down with the kids. Down with the twitches. I think that might be it, you know. So what's the home directory of www.data? Cat, etc. Password. This is probably not a good idea to cat that on stream. Bear with. www.data's home directory is var www. Huh. Interesting. So it is trying to use www.data's SSH keys. Okay. So should we set up some www.data SSH keys? And this has to be done quite carefully. So it's in www, var www is the home directory for this user. So make the SSH like so, and then the chown www.data colon www.data.ssh. Okay. And then I don't think the actual SSH directory itself needs any special permissions, but we will just check. Yeah, DRW. So is that 600? Chmod 600 .ssh. No executable, but we probably don't want executable on the .ssh directory anyway. And then in here we need our keys. So copy SSH GitHub Git RSA. So no, it's probably not going to work. CP SSH GitHub to the current directory SSH. And then let's copy the pub as well, just for shits and giggles. Pub. Alright. So how do we get this to push again? I think there's a, let's try git push. Is there a git commit push or something? Git commit, but there's not push in there. Where's the push? Docker, not Docker, cd html, php artisan. Yeah. I mean, fuck it. Let's go right up into the social club. Why not? Definitely gonna need more of this though. So excuse me, I'm gonna duck down. There's no push. If you could see my angle right now, it's my middle finger pointing at this. So it feels weird that we're going to do this again. let's run Statamic Git commit and see what happens. Probably gonna tell me there's nothing to commit. Yeah, content page clean. Catch you an ass. Well, we're just gonna have to trigger another change somehow. Sorry about this. Posts. Git. I don't know why I keep doing that. Sorry. Git. Did I split? What do you mean my room's backwards? What sort of question is that? What do you mean my room's backwards? You're genuinely making my brain hurt a little bit now. I just keep looking around expecting it to see it the other way around. Oh dear. Yeah, welcome to the alternate reality. That sort of question. What sort of question? A very constructive and useful question for the three. Yeah, exactly. It's a very good one. Yeah. No, I do not believe my room has changed. Changed directions. Should have a word with the landlady. Right. Git status. Oh, for God's sake, it's ahead still. It hasn't even committed. Oh yeah, I need to do that myself, don't I? Utilities. Oh. Those are owned by root. Chown, yes. Data. The .SSH directory. Screw you. Alright. So now they're... Nope. Brilliant. Because I didn't do it recursively. Now they're in by data, but there is another thing. Oh wait, let's copy the permissions. I think. Yeah, read is okay on pub, though, but not on that one. Yeah, I think we're good. So those should be the permissions I need. I wonder if we can log in as data. No. So I guess this is as good as we can get it. It still feels weird that they're called GitHub. And they're in there. Guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen now, right? We'll just push and hope. Tail, where is it? I can't afford to type it again. There. Alright. Let's go to Git and commit. Nothing to commit. Content has been committed. Oh, they've actually... What? Whoa. Wow. What an absolutely appallingly shit way of doing it. Really? Is this the best way? Just hope in hell that one of them's called the right thing? So, I mean, it looked for ID RSA 4 times. Oh no, twice. Oh, it's looked for everything twice. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so move .ssh GitHub. I thought that was gonna be weird, but you know, maybe I don't know. Look in the directory and find every file in there or something. I don't know. Do something not this shit. Move that to ./.ssh/id_RSA. And we've got those commits still. We just need to trigger another one now. Because we've just made that ID RSA. We should probably just update the other one, pub file. Just, I don't know, follow suit in it. Right, okay, we should be good now. So we'll tail and we'll make another change. Sorry about that.
all part of the fun though. Learnings. The YouTube chart is just broken. It's just empty now. It's just like rendering and like there's just blank space. Okay, so we're removing Git, save and publish. And we need to go to utilities, Git, and commit. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's the new 1454. Permission denied. Not necessarily not there. Git. What a git. What a git, huh? Git the git. So that file doesn't exist, right? That's what it's saying. Do you need to do an SSH? No. Kind of fun when you type Git hundreds of times a day. Yeah, right. Bad back today. Might have to go and have a bath with some Epsom salts. Anyone needs needs sorting out with that, some of that Epsom salts? Come to your local Norfolk Epsom salt dealer. And now we wonder why. I mean, it's not even. It says load pub key ID RSA. That's a private key. You know you love it, Chris. Don't poo it until you've tried it, basically. So have you tried an Epsom salt bath? No. So what are you doing? Complaining about something you don't know. Yeah. Has anyone used this Git process before? Git wrapper. But don't have any, but I imagine I can just shake the salt shaker from the kitchen over the bath and get the same effect, right? No. No, you cannot. Because that's table salt. Which is not Epsom salt. For example, the other thing is there's Dead Sea salts as well as a thing, and they do not work in the same way. Like I get some nice smooth, luxurious skin off the Dead Sea salts, but don't get the muscle relaxation I get from Epsom salts. And it is only muscles; it doesn't really do anything else. It's good for like after an exercise or something. Good old long ass bike ride. Sean and I went for a ridiculously long bike ride the other day, for example. Had a nice Epsom salt bath after that. I hope he's not here to confirm how long that journey was, because it was ridiculously long. It was a super long bike ride. No, it wasn't, Chris. It was, yeah, there he is, to confirm. Ridiculous miles. It was an amount of ridiculous miles. No, nobody said that, Chris. We said ridiculous. We did not say less. Yeah. Is this part of Symfony, did that just say? Or Statamic? Statamic. Source console processes Git. And then where is this getting its Git from? Git run Git command. Have we got a run Git command? We have. This run. We're getting into the deeps of it now. I'm just going through classes looking for clues at the moment. This is quite frustrating. I wonder if it's running as a group www data, because group doesn't have read. That would make sense. Anyone remember the Git bit? What do I need? Chmod. .ssh. Oh, dot .ssh. ID. Why is that not completing it? Where am I? HTML ./.ssh. Why is that not a thing? Well, by the looks of it, it's using something else to load those. So, have at it. 777. Now, the SSH agent won't load files like that because it's too open. But yeah, we're losing people now. Sorry about this. It's taking me ages. I will carry on and I will get it working. But yeah, catch you later, Chris. Thanks for joining. I'll see you, I guess, in a few hours at the social club. ID RSA is now 777. It could not be any more open. Tail. The log. There's no log there because I'm in a different directory. Tail. My logs, please. Right. This is going to just work. We're going to cross all of the things. Collections. Posts. Git. Oh my god. Feels. It'd be nice if it like prompted you here to say, you know, 2 changes or something. Yeah, I don't like this. Might have to put it on automated if it doesn't do that way. Content committed. This is different. Host key verification failed. Could not. Is that the same as it was earlier? Yeah, okay. ID RSA. It couldn't load apparently. What the fuck? I'm lost at this stage. Unless it is actually trying to do them with the right permissions. I can't think how else you would go about this. I don't even know whether this is the actual. This is the actual package it's using. Yeah. A little search for that locally in vendor. See if we get any results. Maybe they've hooked up that thing that searches for it. I don't know. No results. That's not a good sign. Where is it? Laravel. Not Laravel. Statamic. CMS. Compare JSON. Git in here? No. So does it come as part of Symfony? Who knows? What the fuck is this? You know you're in dirty, in deep when you get such generic results from Google. How is that not a string that's in there? Which means seems to suggest that it's coming from a process. It's not in PHP. Search a Git process. In vendor, you moron. Stop looking elsewhere. Git process. What? one concurrent viewer. Who is it? Was it Sean? Well, this is super annoying. Works. Yeah, I don't know. I'm stuck here. Got an idea. Excuse me. Last ditched effort. I'm going to run this commit command now with PHP artisan from here. So we should have an outstanding Git thing, yeah. So we should now be able to run PHP artisan Statamic Git. And hopefully we see some, well, hopefully actually it'll pass because the PHP on the command line is run with a different user. So let's just try it. PHP artisan Statamic Git commit. Content committed. Oh. It's pushed. I think. Yep. Because we're now triggered a content saved commit. And it's called Spark. All of these ones have been called Elysian. Look. That's curious. Right, so PHP artisan on the command line has access, but that is potentially running as root. I can't remember if like PHP clee runs as your user or runs as the user that it's been set up in. That means it's a permissions issue. and we've given it 777, which is the biggest opening we could possibly give it. We could not make it any more open if we tried. The permissions on the .ssh directory are drw, but no read in group again. So let's chmod, don't need sudo, you moron. Chmod dash no 777 dot .ssh. Just make that completely open. Now it cannot possibly be a permissions issue. Okay, tail. Come on, if this works. Can't open the storage. I'm in HTML though. I'm in the right place. What are you talking about? Whoa! Oh, hello. The deployment has killed it with fiery flames. We should fix that. Rsync ignore. Storage logs. We can leave those alone, please. Thank you. Now we should be able to commit from here. Refresh this. We're not going to have any changes, but we're not going to be logged in either. Password. Oh my god, connections. Paste. Let's get one again. And oh my god, is this gonna be it? Yeah, but you've joined right back at the perfect time, Simon. Look. I think I've worked it out. Okay. Utilities. Git. Right. I'm going to go back to Git status now and it's going to say it's going to push it. I can't bring myself to hit enter. I'm going to bring myself to do it. Ready? Mother. That is so frustrating. So, to catch you up, Simon, you'll see here, look, Git status. Yeah, right. Git status here, 4 commits. PHP artisan Statamic Git commit, content committed, Git status, nothing. Which means it committed and pushed. So I wondered whether or not it was top level directory. So this var www.ssh directory has now got dub data permissions on it, and it's 777. And still, it's not playing ball. So my PHP on the command line can read it. My PHP Nginx process cannot. So somewhat unnerving. won't it do it? Just for the shits and giggles. They're green, which means they're usually... It doesn't need the public file though, so that was a waste of time, but... Clutching, that's the word. Clutching at straws at this point. Trying to work out where this is falling down. So there's a permissions issue somewhere with the Nginx process talking to that SSH file. It'd be. Made the public file, but that's not going to do it. God knows. But I cannot sit here staring at it any longer. It's going to be one of those offline jobs, I think. What a pain in the arse. Maybe I'll come back next week for a personal stream of some description once I've worked it out over the weekend. Yeah, one of those bonus streams with just Git stuff in it. That's a good idea. That is not the problem. But that is PHPRs and Tinker running as dub data with sudo-u. So sudo-u dub data cat. Probably shouldn't cat my the private file again. Nearly dot ssh id rsa dot put. So dub data can fucking read that file. Did I make the config one? No. Make der p chmodit 777.config. Oops. Oops. Right. Pretty sure this console now is SciShell is running as www using PHP. So var SSH ID RSA.pub. What the fucking hell is the problem here? So that is PHP running as www Tinker accessing the very file it says it can't get access to. Although, is it the very file that says it can't get access to? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the other one, but it's exactly the same permissions. Bear with. Let me just see if I can get access to the other one. Maybe there's some weirdity, I don't know. Dot, and we'll just do the normal one. Yeah, I can see the entire thing here. So, fuck knows what the problem is here. All right. So, here status. We've got 2 commits. Let's try this then. Connections, posts, into Git again. This is going to be my last attempt, and then I'm just going to go and put a snotty message in the Statamic Discord with, please watch the last 30 minutes of this. Made me feel better about it. Statamic Git Integrations of save and publish. 30 minutes? Oh, right, I see. He's saying, right, okay. Charming. How long have you spent on this, Simon? Right, so we should now have a commit ready to make. Git commit is ready to make. And we're not going to make it from the interface, we're going to make it from here, which worked last time. The only difference is we're going to run it as www data PHP artisan Statamic Git commit. Yeah. So this is going to lead me to believe if this works, it's going to lead me to believe that the process that's running the automated commit inside Statamic is completely different to this one. And if that is the case, I will walk away gladly and happily. If it's not the case, I'm going to walk away anyway, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Aha! Aha! I think it might have just been solved. Fingerprint acceptance is happening inside that queue. But if you run it as -u www, we might have just managed to accept the key, the fingerprint. So that is going to have made it. Oh my god. But if we run it, okay, just to confirm, posts Git. Yeah, right, have that bath. I'm gonna have a massive fucking bath, a large whiskey and cake, I think. Hello world of Git. Utilities Git. It's ready. And if we run this without data now, no fingerprint mention, content committed, git status has pushed. Okay, one more try. Sorry, I know I lied. I keep lying. I keep saying I'm gonna make it the last try, but I've just had a weird moment of clarity. Add this in here. Hello. Save and publish. CRSF. Yeah. Weird. Managed to get all that way without realizing I was logged out. Oh, it's that push. It's just triggered that, isn't it? We didn't. Okay, collections, posts, get pain, and right. What I want to do now is run this one and see if we get this message again. If we get that message again, we might need to create a known hosts file. We didn't. And it hasn't pushed. Hey, fuck you. Right. Sorry about that. That's really annoying and quite deflating. But we didn't manage to get there. Everything's open source, so if you manage to fix it in the meantime, put in a pull request, I guess. Wow. That's really annoying. Sorry. Nearly done. Alright, yeah. Guess I'll leave you to it. And we'll see you at the social club in a couple of hours. I might have fixed it in the meantime, you never know. Or I might just spend the next 2 hours in the bath. But either way, sorry Simon. Thanks for the other 2 people that joined us, and sorry to you as well. Have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. I might do one of these on my own stream once I've worked out how it works. You know, do some preparation beforehand perhaps. But the point of these is that we don't. So I hope you enjoyed watching me go through all of that pain. So I'm going to leave you with our patron screen as usual, and see you later. Bye-bye.